It's time for Stage 3. And Stage 3 is a skull. And you know what that means. It's time for the Robot Master boss rush everyone loves. Thankfully, we are given some E-tanks and weapon energy capsules, which is good. I'll definitely want to recharge the Dust Crusher. That's a given. As for the other one, I'd say the Ring Boomerang is more important. And I also need that extra life. There we go. Oh, geez, I forgot about the shield attackers. Where is the pea shooter of doom? There it is. Ow. I was hoping I could take them out without getting hit. But this is why we cannot have nice things. Alright, that'll work. And we fully recharged our health. Very nice. Some more Gabioles, they can be dodged. And it's the long-awaited return of the Minoans. Once again, they bear resemblance to those Katasaburos we found in Top Man stage back in Mega Man 3. I know I've made that comparison, but, you know, it's worth mentioning. Nice to see some references to games of yore. In fact, you might even consider Mega Man 4 a game of yore, because it was released back in 1991. 1 year before I was born. But enough about my backstory. Let's fall and drop into the ever-fabled teleportation system. It's time to rematch some Robot Masters. Hiya, Drill Man. How's it going? Your weakness is the dive missile. Once again, he's going to go underground, and you need to jump because he'll most likely appear in the section you were just in. And I took quite a beating from him. Hopefully I can take care of him with little difficulty. Yes, by all means, keep jumping. And thank you for the health. Moving on, which portal are we going to head to next? Let's go to the bottom right one. And it's Dustman. Okay, I'm going to use a bit of strategy here. I am going to fight Dustman with the pea shooter of doom. And that is because Dustman is very easy. All he does is shoot dust, vacuum you up, and jump around. And right now, he's taking a page from Toadman's book. If you're lucky, he'll keep jumping back and forth, and you can get a lot of damage off of him. And if he tries to vacuum you up, just charge up the Mega Buster. This method does take longer than the Ring Boomerang, and frankly, my aim could be a little better. But if you keep it up, he'll go down in no time. One trick I like to use against him is to remain still. Okay, that worked out well. Thankfully, Dustman does very little to attack you, which is another reason why he's one of the easiest Robot Masters in the game. Alright, buddy, you can stop vacuuming anytime you like. Alright, that's 3 times in a row you've done that. And I wasted my charged shot. Oh! Lucky punk. I did lose a bit of the rhythm there. But there we have it. 2 down and 6 to go. Let's go through this teleporter. Oh, joy. It's Brightman. Well, might as well get this over with. Remember, Brightman will only shoot at certain intervals in his health. So now is a good time to use the Rain Flush. And be sure to avoid having him jump into you just like that, as a matter of fact. Oh, that was close. All right. Another E-tank should do the trick, and yep, he was about 2 seconds away from hitting me. Come on! You, sir, are cheap. You are very cheap. But your cheapness will last no more. Good to get that one out of the way. All right, with Brightman defeated, thankfully, let's go to this one. Hey, Skullman, what's happening? Good thing we recharged the Dust Crusher because we're going to need that to dust off your bony face. Once again, Skullman uses his arm cannon, then he puts up his barrier and rushes towards you. He's actually not that difficult once you get his pattern down. Case in point, I beat him with ease. Now, let's go to the upper right corner. Hi there, Pharaoh Man. To beat you, we'll need to bring out the good old Flash Stopper. Now that I think about it, shouldn't the Flash Stopper be Flashman's weapon? I mean, his name is Flashman. It's kind of obvious. Oh, jeez. If you don't have the Flash Stopper, Pharaoh Man is really difficult, although he does follow a pattern. And you can trap him in one if you're good enough. I, however, am not, so I'll just defeat him the cheap way. Later, Pharaoh Man. Don't forget to write. Okay. The next one is going to be Ring Man. Okay, just like Dustman, I'm going to use the Pea Shooter of Doom to take him out. Because like Dustman, Ring Man follows a distinct pattern. And I am not doing a very good job dodging it. Now you might ask why I'm doing this. Well, I'm gonna need the Pharaoh shot for Dr. Wily. Okay. Yep, I am down to 0 lives, so I better make this one count. I probably should have used E-Tanks when he was about to hit me. And I'm just not being very careful. Really, my problem is clumsiness. Ah, there! I was able to successfully pull off the pattern there, in that instance. If he is close, you will have to jump over his boomerang twice. One thing I never understood about Ring Man is, in the Ruby Spears cartoon, he had a California surfer accent, and it never made sense to me. Interestingly enough, Ring Man is also the only robot master whose NetNavi counterpart in Battle Network had their gender switched. Instead of Ring Man, he was known as Ring, and he was female. I think he's the only robot master to have that distinction. At least we don't have to go through Ring Man's stage again, thank goodness. Ugh. Hate that stage. Hate it so much. Alright, that is it for Ring Man. He has been tossed. Alright, next up is going to be Toad Man. Well, it looks like I'm not going to save the easiest for last. Well, you know the drill. Follow the jumping pattern. And how appropriate, because his weakness is the drill bomb. But again, I'm not going to use the drill bomb because we'll need it for Dr. Wily. Okay, he's roughly below half health, which is good. Remember, just keep shooting him, and he will never, ever use Rain Flush. Okay, good, I did manage to get that health. One Robot Master left. Ahoy, Dive Man! There'll be skulls in your future, and there'll be missiles in mine! Once again, watch his mouth. If it opens, he'll fire a missile. If it doesn't, he will charge you. And if he starts charging you multiple times, well, then things can get a little dicey. And at some point, I'm going to need to start using the skull barrier. I should also mention that if you do end up jumping, the dive missiles will follow you. Not fun. And yeah, let's go ahead and use the skull barrier. And that's it for Dive Man. Sunk. Alright, all 8 Robot Masters defeated. Now, before we confront Dr. Wily, we're going to equip the Ring Boomerang. Okay, that's definitely your most impressive looking machine yet, Dr. Wily. You've gone all out on the skull motif. Very nice. Now the first stage is pretty easy, or the first phase of the battle, I should say. After he's done firing, just jump and use the Ring Boomerang and he will never hit you. Never ever. Once again, the second phase is where it gets tricky. Those shots are rather large, which make them a pain to dodge. Not nearly as annoying as it was in Mega Man 2, trust me. Now that Dr. Wily has been exposed, we need to use the drill bombs. But here's the thing, the drill bombs themselves don't affect him. The explosions do. Alright, once again we'll need to use an E-tank. And how am I doing on those drill bombs? Not bad, I have to say. Alright. He's almost done. And there we have it! Awesome! But he is not done yet. He escaped in his escape pod. And thus, we are about to be introduced to a new staple of the fight against Dr. Wily, the ever-dreaded Wily capsule. Alright, one last stage to go. No power-ups this time, so be sure you preserve them. Only imams stand between us and Dr. Wily. Oh, and just a friendly piece of advice. You'll want the Pharaoh shot. That is Dr. Wily's weakness, or rather, that is the Wily capsule's weakness. Speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, the very first Wily capsule to ever appear. So here's the deal with the Wily capsule. It is invisible, and you have to use the flashing lights to track its movement, or its location, I should say. Also, watch out for his shots. They hurt. And I'm getting pretty lucky with where he's appearing. You'll have a brief flash to figure out where he is, and there we go! Not tough at all. And I also unlocked a new ambition as far as achievements are concerned, which is earned by clearing Mega Man 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Yoink! Out the door he goes. You don't even get the chance to finish him. That's a ripoff. And there he is in his little Wily pod. Meanwhile, the castle, well, it self-destructs. But thankfully, Mega Man managed to escape as well. I have to say, I like the skull cloud that appears as a result of the fortress blowing up. Well, that was Mega Man 4. Not thought of as highly as its predecessors, but it does have its merit. I think it still holds up. It's probably number 4 on my list of classic Mega Man games. Mega Man 4 is a good game in its own right, and I have to applaud the developers for throwing a few new twists in. The Mega Buster is cool. The fact there was another antagonist before Dr. Wily, that was also cool. I mean, keep in mind, the internet was still relatively young when this game came out, so instead of just Googling an FAQ, you had to actually play the game to figure out what the heck was going on. But it was ambitious, and it attempted to make the formula feel fresh again, and I have to applaud it for that. What's not so great is how they treated Rush. Unfortunately, his mechanics carry over to Mega Man 5. And yeah, we'll talk more about Mega Man 5 once we start playing it. But overall, Mega Man 4 is pretty solid. I will say it's not as good as 1, 2, or 3, as well as one other game, but it still is good. I like it. And we're reunited with Roland Rush. So now it's time to look at the staff credits, and we've got a really funky remix of the main theme from Mega Man 2. Oh, Bright Man, I don't want to see you ever again. I hate Bright Man. Everybody hates Bright Man. There was Toad Man, and we have Drill Man. I don't mind Drill Man the Robot Master. Drill Man the NetNavi for Mega Man Battle Network, that's another story. Ugh. And there was Pharaoh Man, easily one of my favorite Robot Masters. Ring Man. You get the feeling that they were kind of running out of Robot Master names at this point. And there's Dust Man. But anyway, I just want to thank everyone for watching this playthrough. And just like last time, I am going to take a bit of a break before I start up Mega Man 5, as of the date I am recording this. I have to say, I do like the outer space background that appears with every credit roll. It's very nice and stylish. This is also the longest credit roll we've seen thus far. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. We also had to see that cutscene where Dr. Wily's castle self-destructed. But once again, thank you to everyone who watched my project, and thank you to everyone who has watched my Mega Man playthroughs thus far. It makes me all the more excited to reveal my next upcoming play and dub, which should be excellent. And that is it for Mega Man 4. See you guys next time.